Live from the Export Beer Garden studio, this is the agenda for Wednesday the 17th of April.
The Agenda, an alternative commentary collective podcast.
We've had a few more voicemails that we'll get to later on in the show, Lane, trying to absolve you of the curse. How do we break the curse?
Okay.
There was some about maybe sacrificing your firstborn.
I brought him in.
Yeah, he's actually just out there. Is that what you brought him in for?
Yeah. We could bleed him out in the studio.
By the end of the next 2 weeks, you may just about want to. Shout out to any of the parents in the middle of school holiday hell at the moment. God bless you. No. The Mad Monday Munters group, which is the league podcast and commentary that we do here at the ACC. There's a Facebook group in there that you can go and share Supercoach tips, slag refs off, whatever it is that you want to do, commiserate or celebrate with one another. And just last night, Barry got in there and fired a couple of shots off at me. Should we be outraged or just disappointed in a parental manner regarding Manaia Stewart last weekend? The case for the prosecution. 1. Leaves the Wars game early when the team needed him the most. Would Shawnee J have kicked that last field goal if he was still there? 2. Admits to watching the game live while driving. 3. Admits to drinking heavily at the Wars game, ergo he has at least 0.2 while driving and watching live sport at the same time. Or is it nothing to see here, play on?
That is some good investigative work there from that man. You've committed a number of crimes.
Yeah, I have. He's poured through them. I submitted a captain's challenge to that. I challenged the ruling on the field. I said that I was not driving, my missus was driving, which rules out the drink driving and rules out
still a major crime.
I also said I do not deny leaving the game. Look, I'm disgusted at my own behaviour. I was at the time, and I remain disgusted. And I think I've said a couple of times this week already. God, I'm stoked that they didn't win that game.
That is such a selfish thing to say.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually also glad they didn't lose that game. It's the best case scenario for leaving a game early and it goes to overtime and no one wins it. Because I can't really be blamed for a win. I can't be blamed for a loss. So I kind of get off scot-free. But somebody's come through, well, there's a couple of things that came through. First of all, Joel Harrison posted a link in there and it said, high-profile radio host caught drink driving keeps name secret. He said this was also him, to which someone replied, high-profile seems a stretch.
This is a good pile-on. I want to get on it.
Yeah, get in the group, mate. Alternative punishment, Manaia now has to change his name on social media to Bandwagon for the grievous crime of not having the faith. And then someone else, Andrew Jennings, wrote, have we been blaming G Lane when Manaia is actually the Reaper? The problem with that is I live in Auckland and I've gone to the Warriors in Auckland. Yeah. If I went to the 2011 Grand Final, then I think you could transfer some of the blame onto me.
That's true.
But yeah, we've been talking about how we stop or transfer the curse or break the curse. We asked for Egyptologists to reach out, none have yet.
Yeah, right.
We might need to write that in hieroglyphics on social media. But they, does it need to transfer from you to someone else? How do we go about doing that?
I tried to exercise it yesterday by going to a proctologist and exercise the demons through my rear end. Didn't work.
And he said, what seems to be the problem? And you're like, well, whenever I go to Seminoles, New Zealand Sporting Moments, the team that I'm supporting loses. And he's like, and you want to see if the problem's in your ass?
I did. I had to go there for other reasons.
Yeah.
But it was the first time someone else's finger had been up my ass.
Oh.
And it was very interesting, I must admit. I was a little bit skeptical. And I didn't really know the procedure. I said, you're going to have to talk me through this. Like, do I have to remove my pants? And he goes, no, just pull them down a little bit. Get on your side, knees to the chest. And I was like, oh, okay.
Fetal, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
and then...
Fecal.
He goes, just a bit of lube's going to be a bit cold. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, whammo, up went the finger. And I was like, it's not too bad.
Right.
And he made me kind of push it in and out a couple of times.
He made you push it in and out?
He made me tense up, just to tense my muscles.
Right,
and it would go, and then he'd go, oh, yeah, okay. And I was like, that was okay. And then he went, okay, I'm just going to put the this probe in now. And I was like,
well, what was the finger all about then?
I think it was. And the guy said, excuse me? And he goes, and he pulled out this plastic contraption that like you wind up and it opens up. And I was like, you're not going to be able to get that in there. And he's like, no, you'd be right.
How thick are we talking?
It was
Thumb?
no, way bigger than that. It was like when I opened it up, it was
okay.
like that. So
I'm trying to compare that to something.
and
It's
he made me breathe in and out like big deep breaths.
a
And
hose of a vacuum? Would it be that thick?
as you breathe in, he put it in a bit further, and then out, and again, and you go, and wham, and again, and then he's opened it up, and that became uncomfortable. I was like, finger anytime, hop away to me any day of the week. Don't put the thing that goes up there and opens it up so we can have a good look around. And it was like that scene of Curb Your Enthusiasm when he talks about, you get in that ass, Larry. You get in that ass and you spray, Larry was here. You eat a Snickers bar, you leave the Snickers wrapper. Like, that's what I felt like it was like.
Yeah.
But I got the all clear, so it was fine.
Oh, okay.
And I came back to work, and I must admit I felt very lonely in the car ride home.
Yeah, I bet.
Especially when he just tossed a whole lot of tissues to me and goes, just clean yourself up. And
You're a
let me
disgrace.
know when you're ready.
You make me sick. Throw a towel at you, said, clean yourself up. Your Uber's here. Get out of here. And so what, you just sat in the car ride in black and white with the rain against the windscreen the whole way back.
It was a bit weird.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird. But, you know, it was for it was a medical purposes, obviously. It wasn't for pleasure.
I thought you said they didn't need to do the finger anymore. They do.
No,
for some
this
things.
wasn't for prostate. This was
Right.
for something else.
Yeah, right.
But yeah.
This was to remove the curse.
Yeah, it was.
And the doctor's like, look, I've stuffed the biggest thing I could up your ass, and it still hasn't fixed the curse. So I don't know what to tell you.
I lit a candle at the end. I tried to
I've stuffed the whole thing of sage up there.
I tried to coax it out
Isn't-
with some burning rosemary.
I've trapped your lower intestine out, and whatever demons are in there.
Yeah, so it's still there.
They're
The
in there
demon's
for
still
good.
there, yeah.
Okay. But you seem to be sitting comfortably today.
Yeah.
Biggest news story in sports this morning is that Joey Manu has officially signed with Toyota Blitz in the Japanese Rugby Union League for the end of the season. If you don't know who he is, he's a rugby league player. He played fullback for the Kiwis most recently, and he plays centre for the Sydney City Roosters. He plays centre. He should probably be the fullback for them. Whenever he does play fullback, he goes gangbusters, breaks all sorts of records. But they got James Tedesco at fullback, so they never play him there. So he is the latest convert. Some of the names over at Toyota Blitz. Peter Steph Dutoit plays over there. And the coach is Ian Foster. And coaching director, whatever the hell that means, is Steve Hansen.
It seems like a bit of a boys' club retirement situation, doesn't it? Japan.
So they'll say, Steve Hansen, do you want to come over and work for us? And he'll be like, yeah, well, I don't want to be a coach. What? No, what do you want to do? I can be like a coaching director, and then I'll pick the actual coaches. They go, okay, and then he'll pick Fozzie. And then
Could you imagine poor Japanese people trying to teach him Japanese?
oh, he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
Konnichiwa.
My high school went on a exchange over to Argentina, and I went to like a reasonably rural high school. And so all the dads had to go over and chaperone it. And I just wish I went. I didn't go, but I just would love to have seen these like lower South Island farmers just being like, gracias, the whole way across Argentina. It would have been the highlight of my life.
Hazaya gomaimasu. Dozo yoroshiku zitaizimasu. He'd answer the phone. Mush, mush.
He just wouldn't. He just wouldn't speak Japanese. He'd have an interpreter.
You'd have a Shota Otani situation.
Ipe, I think the guy's name was. That's been completely brushed under the carpet. But with this, Ian Foster was like, he was quoted. Obviously, they immediately went to him for, what do you make of bringing this guy over? And he said, I see a lot of Sonny Bill in him. There's no reason he can't be the next Sonny Bill. And obviously, that's what you have to say when you've just signed a guy and you're like, he's going to be awesome. We have to pump his tyres up a lot. And I think Joey Manu will be awesome at Rugby Union. The problem is, why do we put every single rugby league player at second five? This is what I'm hearing, is that they, reading between the lines, we see a lot of Sonny Bill in him. I'm thinking you're going to play him at second five.
Yeah, I think forwards there's too many dark arts.
Yeah.
Too many skills you learn over many, many years in the forwards, particularly loose forwards.
Yes, and that's happened to so Sam Burgess is a prop in rugby league, and when he went over to the 2014-2015 English team, they initially tried to put him at number 8.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, this guy's got no idea, he's giving away penalties all the time. We'll put him at second five. So he's a prop, and he's going to second five.
Yeah, the only good example is Ruben Thorne.
Brad Thorne.
Brad Thorne, sorry.
Yes.
Brad Thorne, who went into lock, but he had a pretty steep learning curve. I heard some great stories of him playing club rugby in Christchurch and just getting absolutely creamed in rucks. People just tagging him, like rucking the crap out of him. And but him being Brad Thorne was like, loved it.
Up for it.
Yeah.
He's
probably the exception.
Yeah, he is an exceptional person. Like he's sort of a one of one, Brad Thorne.
Yeah.
He Beaver tells a story about how in the All Blacks camp he would always make Beaver and Conrad Smith do bench press competitions to see who was the weakest player in the team. it was always out of Conrad Smith and Stephen Donald.
I like that. I love sports TV do that. Like the Black Caps used to do that with Mark Richardson. At the end of every test series, they would tell the other team who is your slowest runner, because we reckon we've got the slowest runner in the world in our team.
That's right. And he used to wear the big suit.
The beige, we got him the Kathy Freeman. We gifted him the Kathy Freeman. He raced Ashley Giles in England, and Ashley Giles smoked him.
Yeah.
But it's always the end of the last day of play of the last test.
Yeah.
And then I think they went in Australia. It was who was the guy who's kind of rotund kind of dude? They raced him in Adelaide. And they've got it sponsored. I remember
the video, but I don't know.
They got it sponsored by a beer sponsor. They had to leap kegs and all sorts of shit. So I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I think but going into the forwards is just too hard.
Going into the forwards is too hard, but I think Rogers should have been playing fullback. And they always say, "Oh yeah, but he can't kick." It's like, yeah, okay, but you don't want him to kick, because if I'm playing against Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, I kick him the ball and he kicks it away. I'm like, oh, thank fuck. I thought he was about to step my whole team and run through us.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, again, that could be a weakness as well, though, because if they knew he couldn't kick, they'd just pepper him the whole time and wait for him to make a mistake.
Yes. The only counterpoint to that would be, and this is I've written down the only two that I could think of that didn't go into second five, league converts, that is. Brad Thorne, as you mentioned before, and Jason Robinson.
Yeah.
And he didn't kick either. He just ran it back from anywhere that you kicked it to.
Yeah, he was exceptional, though. He was on the wing, wasn't he?
He was playing fullback at one of the World Cups, Jason Robinson.
Yeah.
And he was a nightmare to deal with.
I also think that there's such better tacklers, the league, like front-on tacklers.
Yeah.
And being inside centre especially, you are doing a lot of front-on, head-on tackling.
Yeah. It's also the way that we play second fives at the moment, is they're just giant battering rams.
Yeah.
Massive battering rams. I think it started with sort of Ma'anonu, as far as I can remember. And then after that, it was like, oh, you've got to have, your second five needs to be able to just smash through the line, because every time off the top of a line out or a scrum, it's just second five, just crash ball. Yeah, and good luck to anyone trying to tackle him.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Joey Manu's not the biggest dude in the world, but playing over in Japan, he probably will be.
Yeah, it's strange to make your debut in the Japanese football, but I guess it's a way you could ease your way in. I guarantee they're paying him a truckload of cash.
Yes. Yeah, they will be. It is. It's interesting. I just wonder if he got frustrated by playing rugby league, and I think he would have wanted to be a fullback, because that was his best position, but he's just stuck behind James Tedesco. And now, because of James Tedesco, we've lost another one. He's forced him out of the competition altogether.
But is this a good sign potentially for the All Blacks?
Yes, well, this is the thing. Is that his end goal? Does he want... Because the story that I read went on to say that the reason they wanted to sign him, was so excited about signing him, is that he genuinely wants to learn the game. He's not just after a paycheck.
Yeah.
Clearly, because he's come from the Sydney City Roosters. So, he's not looking for dollars. But does that mean that he has 2027 circled on his calendar? It wouldn't be the worst move, because if you were to be one of the first league converts to then play in the Rugby Union World Cup in Australia, it opens the door for you to get another massive contract back in the NRL afterwards, doesn't it?
But it must be it's a big decision, because I'm sure Joey Manu would have watched RTS's journey over the last 3 years, and that didn't quite pan out as RTS imagined.
No.
And I wonder if that must be on the back of his mind going, or does that motivate him more? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Who would be the All Blacks second five at the moment? It would be Anton...
Geordie Barrett.
Oh, Geordie Barrett, of course.
Yeah. It's Geordie Barrett and Anton Leonard-Brown, and then you've got Rameka Poihipi, you've got Quinn Tupaia, you've got quite a number. You've got Dr. Proctor around there as well.
Yeah.
Who have Auckland got? You've got Ioane, he's playing centre.
Yep.
And
there's an Umaga Jensen fizzing around in the midfield somewhere.
So, it's a tough position, but
Dallas
fullback.
McLeod.
But I suppose fullback. I mean, who have you got in fullback? We got pretty injury worries with Will Jordan,
Yeah,
but then you've got your Ruben Love, you got your Scotty Stevensons.
you do.
Uh,
It's going to be tough. I don't know. I would say he's probably a better athlete than just about any of those guys. It's just going to be whether he can find a natural position for him. I think that's been the biggest problem with these guys coming over to rugby union, is there's no natural position, and that was Benji's problem. Benji was an excellent ball runner, game organizer, line breaker, but he wasn't a first five.
it wasn't a
Certainly a
distributor.
second five.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is he if he's
That's true.
in rugby union? That's why it didn't work out for him. There's no natural position. So hopefully old Joey Scux can find a natural position for himself. It'll be interesting to see how he goes. Quick break. We'll be back to talk some golf. Rory McElroy Lane has reportedly fended off yet another offer by Liv, this one to the tune of $1.4 billion. He was quoted as saying, I honestly don't know where these things get started. I've never been offered a number from Liv, and I've never contemplated going to Liv. Has he kind of backed himself into a corner by being so scathing of Liv golf?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think everyone's got a price though.
They do.
And I think if he came out and signed this deal and go, everyone has a price.
Yeah.
I think the majority of people would go, yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough. So I think the problem with this is he's talked so much about it that now if he does it, he's essentially selling his legacy for whatever number they're giving him.
Yeah, I know.
And like you say, everyone does have a number, but it's massive because there's no coming back. It changes his legacy forever. He's now the guy who talked all that shit about Liv and then went and, got the check.
Yeah.
And the thing that works in his advantage, as I looked up his career earnings, it's already at $140 million, which compared to 850.
That is just career winning, so isn't it? You double that for endorsements and everything else.
Yes. So that 850 million seems like a lot until 140 million ain't nothing to sneeze at,
Yeah.
That's $1 million a year if you live to 170 odd years.
Yeah. I suppose, it's interesting. And I love it. I love it as quite, I don't know where this comes from, how it gets started. I know how it gets started.
Yeah.
Some Saudi prince is going to Greg Norman, get McElroy, give you $1.5 billion. And they've gone, okay. That's how it starts.
That's right. And then they go to McElroy's management.
Yeah.
And they go, we got 1.5. And the management go, we're not even going to tell him. He's playing at the Masters at the moment. The last thing he needs is for us to be like,
okay, we'll leak it. That's pretty much it.
No, I reckon it's the Saudis that leak it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
they go around and they just say, we're getting McElroy.
Yeah.
We told him we're going to give him 1.7. And they're like, 1.4. And they're like, oh God.
It's funny, isn't it? Because his performance doesn't match that. He hasn't played great in the last few years in terms of majors.
He hasn't, but like you were saying, was it yesterday? They just follow him around. The cameras follow him around because he's still the biggest draw.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like because he's so outspoken against Liv. It's almost like treat him mean. Treat him mean, and they're getting more and more keen. The Saudis, no one says no to us, and he keeps on saying no until eventually they're going to go. We'll give you $10 billion. We'll give you half of Saudi Arabia.
That's the way he should. Yeah, that's the way he should cut it.
Yeah,
is to be like, this whole time, all I was trying to do was extort them for more money. I'm now using 100 of the $10 billion that they've given me. I'm using 100 mil to start a
women's golf academy.
Yeah, exactly.
Women's driving academy.
Yeah, that's
nothing
right.
to do with golf.
Oh, right, and Saudi Arabia, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I thought you meant to improve the safety of our roads. No, it's not what I think. I thought that's what you think.
No, it wasn't me. That's what you said.
But I've always said, that $140 million is why you can say no to it. Being rich isn't about how much money you have. It's about how much money you can say no to.
Yeah.
It's about how much money when Hopawati shows up with his bottle of lube and offers you money. How much can you say no to?
I'm not going to say no after yesterday's experience. But I'm still a little confused about Liv and PGA because that announcement came out that the Liv and PGA were forming a
super
company, which meant that the players weren't banned and there was a bit of kind of continuity between the two and they can work together.
Yeah.
So what's the beef he's still got?
I don't know. He was really upset when that whole thing came out because he was like, I've like more or less made a dick of myself now. You've made a dick of me.
Yeah, the PGA, all the like suits in the PGA.
Yeah,
are creaming it.
because initially you guys came out and said that you were against Liv and I'm on the PGA Tour, so I was like, I'm all in with you guys as well. And then all of a sudden, the number got big enough for them, and then
They go, oh, well, yeah.
yeah.
Thanks, Rory, but we've taken the cash.
And I think a big part of it was that they couldn't have the Masters without those Liv guys in there.
Yeah.
And so I think that was a big part of it too. So, yeah, I don't really understand how it works. All I understand is I haven't watched a single Liv tournament, and I don't think I will because I don't care.
I am really interested in the Adelaide one.
I'd love to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm keen to go to the Adelaide because apparently they got voted the best Liv event. It looked similar to the Waste Management Phoenix Open in terms of vibe, particularly when someone got a hole in one and they went apeshit for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'd be keen to go to that, but I like you say, I've never sat down and watched like I did the Masters for a Liv tournament.
No, and Liv was corny. I don't really understand the whole teams thing. And then there was like a team of 4. I think this was Dustin Johnson's team. They were called the 4 Aces. Ugh.
I don't mind the shotgun start because that gets things over with.
Oh, yeah.
Quickly. I don't mind that. I don't mind.
Lame team names, you know?
Yeah, there's no cut, so you get to see a lot more of the best players.
Yeah, I don't like the cut.
Yeah, the cuts. I mean, it's a traditional thing, I guess, but
Yeah.
it's with that you just get the best players. It's reduced as well, so it's only 3 days as opposed to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the team thing. I'm not quite.
Nah, and
into.
it's corny.
Yeah.
It's a little bit corny. It's like NBA All-Star Weekend and they will announce them and they come out onto the stage dancing. It's like, all right, relax. Just go out and shoot a 3, Steph. Like, I don't need to see you hitting the dugout.
Shoot a half quarter.
Shoot a half quarter, mate. All right, we're going to switch a couple of things around on the list here. Let's go, before we get to another break, let's get into a half-baked sports idea now.
Half-baked sports idea.
Just because it's golf-related.
Oh, yeah.
This one's been doing the rounds this week. You may have seen it on Sosh Med already. And it's a video of a guy saying, could you win the Masters if every hole you started with your ball on the green? So the rules are, you start on the green at the furthest point from whatever pin is in. Some of these greens are over 100 feet in length, but obviously the pin won't be right at the edge. So you could be in the vicinity of around 100 feet.
Yeah.
The professionals play like normal. They start at the tee as usual. They play just all the same rules. Do you think you could win it? I've crunched a couple of numbers. Scotty Scheffler won. His final score was 11 under.
Okay.
So to beat Scotty this year, your par for every single hole is 3 or lower. You have to go 3 or lower to beat Scotty Scheffler.
Okay, so a 3 putt every hole.
You basically 3 par on every hole, yeah. And you have to come at least like sort of 1 under of that.
So, like, because I looked at this and I thought, if on a par 5, if they're coming off the tee and I've got 5 putts, then I reckon, if I can get in 4, am I 1 under, or am I only on 3s?
No. You're 1 under, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, for sure. No, I'm just saying that to win it, you would have to average 3 shots on every hole.
Okay. Oh, look, it'd be close. It'd be close because I think the one I'd really struggle with would be the par 3s.
When they hit a 2.
When they hit a 2 and I'm kind of putting around the green.
Yeah.
Because if it's from the furthest point, some of those greens are pretty gnarly. They had like 3 levels on them and all sorts.
Yeah.
It's the par 5s and the par 4s where I think
I'd
make up ground. And I think it would be, I can imagine getting the massive yips, though, if I was anywhere near the lead and on the 18th and Scheffler's teeing off par 4 and I'm at the edge of the green and I overshoot the hole and it goes off and into the rough.
Oh. Well, now what happens, though? Because if you're off the green, are you allowed to use your wedge or do you have to putt it back on?
I think
at that stage you're allowed to use whatever you want.
Yeah.
I feel like we could achieve this. I think we could find a golfer, even a former golfer, like a Phil Tatorangi.
Yeah.
And we go head-to-head against him. He plays a whole round, and we just go off the green. I reckon we could test this theory. I think I could do it.
Do you reckon?
I think I could do it. Like you say, the par 5s are the where you're going to make your money up. I think it's wild that it's as close. We're sitting here being like, shit, I don't know.
Because can hit the green with such accuracy from the fairway.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I always struggle with that part. Another part that I'm a little bit worried about is the dwell time that we have on the green, and the propensity to potentially crack open a beer, because you've got Scotty Scheffler on a par 5. He's way back teeing off, and me and you are standing at the green, pretty bored.
Yeah. Yeah.
I pass you a beer. Oh, yeah. We'll probably get rid of a can by the time Scotty lays up.
Yeah, so we're 18 deep.
That's my issue as well, is the dwell time is going to kill us.
Yeah.
And we'll overthink it as well. Or are we walking with Scheffler and we just drop our ball?
I would like to think we could just get to go around at our own time.
Yeah, so
like
we're
our own group.
We just walk from
green
to green, just dropping the ball the furthest from the hole.
Yeah, and then just having a crack. We probably get out there and do it before the first guy tees off, which is at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So we're probably out there at like 4 with the sprinklers on, just hacking about.
I think we can. I think we should try it. Maybe we should head out to like.
You can even just do it at like. Oh, you know what? Where did we do the Auckland ACC Open?
Oh, out at Windross Farm.
Windross Farm. Their greens are good enough that it would be, close to.
Okay, well, so if you're a professional golfer, if you're a golf pro out there, maybe we should just
scratch. Even if you just scratch golfer.
Maybe the golf pro from Windross. Maybe we just get a hold of him.
Oh yes,
and just say, look, we've got this challenge. We reckon we could.
I reckon I could win the Masters if I started on the green.
Yeah.
If you think I'm way off, you don't think I could even beat you, then let me know, and then let's make this happen. It has to be on a pretty high standard of green, though, because I think that's another advantage that the Masters players have, is that they're used to playing those greens.
Well, should we go out to Tiarai or Taraiti or something, because they are lightning greens out there. You like tap it. That's Masters type greens.
That's probably the go. When does Ryan Fox come back to New Zealand?
Yeah, he's a Tiarai fan.
Yeah, I'll lay the challenge down to him. I do think I could do it. I don't know. It would at least be entertaining, I think.
Yeah. I just like the fact that you're just pesting around on the edge of the green waiting for a professional golfer just to hit up and beat you. And you're just drilling balls past the hole, lipping the hole.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you're on a par 4 and the pro drives it, fuck. I thought you'd be here for 2 at least. This is blowing my thing out of proportion.
That's good. Let's try and do that, because we've also got to line up Hayden Wild for our athletes challenge. We've laid it down with him with him and Red Bull, but he's training for the Olympics. But out of the back of the Olympics, we're gonna challenge him. We're in a kayak. Yeah. Then we're on an e-bike.
Yep. And then we're on a lime scooter.
Then we're on a lime scooter.
I don't think I could beat him in a. The only problem is when I first came up with this idea, I was thinking of a motorbike for the bike leg, because I don't think that I'm faster than him on an e-bike.
Well,
that's my problem. I also don't think I can ride a lime scooter faster than he can run.
Well, this is a challenge.
I need something faster. I need the e-bike for the walking leg, or I don't know. Take the limiter off the lime scooter and maybe
beat him in the kayak and the swim, though?
No, nah. I looked at the speeds for like an ocean kayak.
How about we do jet skis?
Not much quicker. Yeah, see, now we're talking.
So we'll jet ski the first race.
Yeah.
And then we blitz out to the front.
Yes.
And then we blow ass on a e-bike. And then get on a lime.
Don't they do like 60 Ks on the bike leg?
Oh, and parts of it, but if there's hills and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Well, we can do that with the
and then
e-bike,
you're lime scootering for 10 kilometres. I wonder what the range on a lime scooter is. I don't know. I'll find out. Anyway, long and short of it is, we'd love to do that. We'd love to take on a pro, and we start from the greens. Let us know if you think a pro might reach out and actually be like, you know what, you'd probably beat us. But I don't know.
I don't know. Has he seen us putt? If you saw us putt down in Christchurch, it was at Christchurch. The wind was grim as anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Anyway,
all right. Quick ad, and we'll be back with yours, please.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Leader, home of the lasagna topper.
Just the couple today, G Lane. First caller here. Yours, please.
Oh, g'day, fellas. Good, thanks to yourself.
Yeah, good.
Hey, just finished footy training here, fellas, leaving Hines. What a place. Hey, just a couple of the lads were wondering, you know that sign there that says hop into Waimate. Have you ever hopped on your cousin? Let us know, mate. That'd be great. Thanks. Get on you. Cheers, fellas.
Yeah, valid question.
Yeah.
Obviously directed at you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, look, so Waimete's got a reputation. It's got a bad reputation. A lot of people from down south, when I tell them that I'm from Waimete, they'll count my fingers.
Is there a gene pool issue?
There is a gene pool issue. There's also a problem where they used to say that they locked the gates of Waimete when the sun went down, so no one could get in or out. Te wai mate mate literally means death water. And so people would make jokes about don't drink the water if you're ever in there. I think it gives us superpowers. I haven't ever knowingly had relations with any of my cousins, no.
Good disclaimer there, knowingly.
But I would say...
Here we go. You know of?
No, well, yes. But no, that's not what I was going to say.
You would say you would?
What I would say to the boys from Hines is, people in glass houses
All right, I see.
shouldn't throw stones. Hines is even smaller than Waimete. But, and my final point on this, which I don't know if it proves my point or theirs, my life partner did grow up in Hines. So
have we done some genealogy?
We need to,
Have we actually looked into that?
we have had another bloke accuse my family tree of looking like a power pole. So.
That's one of the greatest insults that's been via yours, please.
Yeah, it has. So no, I don't know. Let us know how you're getting on in the old footy comp as well, by the way, guys. Would love to know. But no, I've never knowingly had any relations with any of my cousins.
Oh, glad we've cleared that up.
Not that I know of. None of them live in Waimete.
Well, that's more dangerous.
Or at least that's what I think. All right, another caller here. Yours, please.
Yeah, g'day Murray, first time caller, long time listener. Just building on from what that guy said about having to sacrifice something to break the curse. If you want to be able to go abroad and support your home team, you're going to need to get tickets to your home team playing away and then burn the tickets and not attend the match. And that'll lift the curse.
Okay.
Hooroo.
Okay, I can see. Look, the only...
That one makes sense to me.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Would breaking the curse not be me turning up and then winning?
Yeah, that would be, I know, yes. But I don't think...
Or is that too risky?
It's way too risky for you, because what if you get there and they lose? Now the curse carries on again. I think you do. I think if the Black Caps make the final of the T20 World Cup, you need to purchase flights and tickets.
And then burn them all.
Print out the paper tickets and just burn the whole thing. We'll have a whole ceremony. We'll burn G Lane's tickets. And then the Black Caps will win the T20 World Cup. I think that's the only...
You might as well just burn a whole pile of cash.
Yeah, well, look, if that's what it takes. Fire is the great cleanser. A lot of religious ceremonies involve fire.
Can we bring it back?
Things.
Can we bring it back to when the Chiefs take on the Hurricanes in the Super Rugby final?
Yeah, okay.
In Wellington.
Wow, yeah.
And flights to the Barbados, tickets to the final in Barbados. It would be very tempting just to get on that plane. Like, I'd burn the tickets for a ceremony and then I'd sneak off and get on the plane.
Yeah, I was just going to say I'd probably print out a fake ticket and take the real ones. Just show up and be like, yeah, I'm Mike Lane. I like that one. That one's been the closest, I think, that we've actually had to a genuine way to break the curse.
So yeah, that's basically suffering, a financial kind of hit.
Yes,
is what you're asking for.
Oh, you seem happy enough to do it and go over there and tank our sporting hopes anyway. This is a bit more positive for everyone else, at least. So
okay, well let's investigate that when New Zealand head to the West Indies for the T20 World Cup. They make the final, then maybe we'll reassess.
Yeah. All right, reach out, professional golfers. Reach out, Hayden Wild, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for a Thursday episode of the Agenda Podcast.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda Podcast. For more episodes, subscribe on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.